bookish gals and pals, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about some Pride Month recommendations for some amazing books you can read. But first, let's do my regular check-in. I am currently reading The Dark Forgetting, and that is my book club pick, and I am about 80% in. And then next up, I am going to be going back to my arcs, and I think my next one is The Unicorn Hunters. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. I love Pride Month. I love sapphic reads, and I love just representation in books because I want to be seeing more people that feel like I do. I specifically, like I said, I love sapphic reads. So all of these 10 recommendations are all sapphic reads. So this is like, if you want other Pride books, probably look somewhere else because my big thing is sapphic. But I want to give you guys some recommendations of some books that you might want to read this month as it is Pride Month. So let's get into what books I am recommending for you. First up will be Every Exquisite Thing. This is a retelling of The Picture of Dorian Gray with a sapphic line to it. It is very fun. It is a recent read of mine because I had it as an arc, and I really loved it. I love the vibes of it. I love the mystery of it, and I loved that our main character is so openly sapphic, and also it has all these messages about the standards of beauty and craving perfection and things like that that I feel like every woman or anyone in the world might like to hear about and see that you can be who you are without feeling like you need to change everything. Anyways, that's my first recommendation. Next up will be Vile Lady Villains, and this is also a recent read of mine. I had it as an arc, and this is a like retelling slash combination fanfic type thing with Lady Macbeth, and then I forget how Clytemnestra. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Anyways, two significant characters in our history in stories, and we are putting them together in a world where they are talking about narrative itself and how talking about being the villains in their story and who gets to write the narrative. I think it's really interesting. I also love the sapphic aspect of it. The romance was amazing, and the tension between the two characters is crazy. I love this one. I would definitely recommend it. Next up will be Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed, and if you like dystopians, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Fable for the End of the World has kind of Hunger Games vibes where someone is chosen to be the lamb and then the hunters have to go after them. And this hunter and this lamb are just amazing characters. I would absolutely recommend checking it out. I loved the romance and also like the moral implications of trying to figure out how to navigate this relationship where you are growing close to someone that you are destined to kill or destined to be killed by. Definitely check this one out. I love the sapphic-ness of it. Next up will be A Dark and Hollow Star. And I guess technically this one doesn't have to be strictly sapphic. There is more to this book itself, but this is a very high fantasy, fun, and also like it's a lot about the relationships in this book. I think this one was really good and interesting, and I still haven't read the rest of the series yet, but I would highly recommend checking this one out if you like fantasy with a lot of world building and a lot of amazing characters. It's just really well done. Okay, this next one also I guess technically doesn't have to be sapphic only, because there's a lot of representation in this world, but that is the Tea Dragon series. There are 3 books in this series, and it is accessible for kids, middle grade, etc., etc., anyone who wants to read this. But there is so much representation, so much of the world that you can see through this in such an accepting and loving story, and it is such an expansive world. It has so much to it. You get all these little tidbits of like tea recipes and how the tea dragons are different from the regular dragons and all this cool stuff. It is a great series, and I know I've talked about it before, but I would recommend checking that one out. Okay, the next one is Queen of Faces by Petro Lord, and this was also a 2026 read for me, so fairly new for me, but I really love this one. It isn't strictly sapphic. There is some gender non-conformingness and body swapping, which makes it even more queer and fun. I really thought this was a unique take on a book, and it had a lot of amazing twists. The world building was good. I could rave about this book for a while, but I think I've talked about in a previous video. I really like this one, and I would highly recommend checking it out. If you want a shorter read, I recommend Forgive Me Not, which is a graphic novel where we have this changeling and this princess, or should be princess, who was swapped when they were babies. And the should be princess grew up in this fae world, and then the changeling doesn't even know about these things. She feels like she is the princess. And they are an amazing dynamic. It was really, really good, really cute. I would highly recommend checking this one out. I really thought it was a fun, but also like really connecting to the characters. I thought it was a great book, and I would highly recommend. I can't say that enough. In terms of manga, I have Whisper Me a Love Song. I've only read volume 1 of this, but I know for a fact my heart was pounding reading book 1. I love the characters. I love the romance between them. I thought it was so cute. I I need to read the rest of them, and I still feel that way to this day. Mangas are expensive, in my opinion. That being said, I really love it. I would highly recommend it. I have to find where I can read the rest of it because I will be reading the rest of it. Next up will be Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one is a fun but also dramatic, higher tension and stakes to it. This is about vampires, and it has 3 different women, and it's very interesting going through their paths in life and seeing how this all came to be. I would highly recommend checking it out because I don't know that I can describe it without it giving away a lot of things. But it is a really good one. I love the fact that it is such a higher fantasy with sapphic-ness to it. I just think it was great. And the final recommendation I have for this video is the Fractured Fable series by Alex E. Haro. These are retellings of classic Disney stories with a feminist twist to it, and there's also some sapphic characters. So I thought it was really, really interesting to read these ones, and they're short, so it's like a quick, easy read, and they're also fun. I really like them, and I don't think I finished all of the series. I know I've read the first 2, but I would love to read more of them because I thought they were really, really like the way that she can fit so much into such small books was really compelling and just dragged me through it really easily. And there are my Pride Month recs. I'm sure I have a million more sapphic reads that I can recommend to you, but that's what I decided to go with for today. Let me know if you want to hear more sapphic recs because I could probably recommend a lot. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you don't miss when I post. And let me know down in the comments what your favorite Pride read is because I'd love to read more diverse Pride reads, really. I read a lot of sapphic, but also if you have sapphic recs, give those too because I will definitely read them. Anyways, until next time, happy reading!